Well, good Sunday morning. Hope you had a great week last week and are off to another good start today. Welcome to another series of the I am statements of Jesus. And this morning we're going to be looking at a statement that Jesus makes as recorded by Matthew in chapter 15. Jesus is on a mountain by the Sea of Galilee, and several thousand people have come to him. And there are individuals there that are lame and blind, crippled, mute, and many others. And Jesus heals them all. The crowd is in awe and they glorify the God of Israel. And then Matthew records that Jesus called his disciples to him and said, I have compassion on the crowd because they have been with me now 3 days and have nothing to eat, and I am unwilling to send them away hungry, lest they faint on the way. And as you know, Jesus ended up feeding about 4,000 individuals with just a few loaves and a few small fish. But the statement there in verse 32, I have compassion on the crowd because they have been with me now 3 days and have nothing to eat, and I am unwilling to send them away hungry lest they faint on the way. The idea of compassion is not only simply feeling sorry for somebody who is in an unfortunate situation, if you will, who is in a situation is hurting. In this case, these individuals are hungry. But it is the idea of being able to do something about it and then being willing to do something about it. And Jesus knows that these individuals are hungry, and he says to them, I am unwilling to send them away hungry, lest they faint on the way. There's rarely a day goes by that all of us don't see somebody who is hurting in some way or another. And while we may not have the ability to help everybody, because again, Jesus didn't heal everybody that was sick. And so while we may see somebody who is hurting in some way, we may not have the opportunity, we may not have the ability to help them. But when we see somebody who is hurting and have the ability to help them, compassion is the willingness to help them. And I know it's sometimes easy to try to justify ourselves when we decide not to help somebody. Sometimes, our mind wonders, well, they probably did something wrong, probably did something they shouldn't have done, made a bad decision in life somewhere along the line, and that's why they've ended up in this situation. Our thoughts may range to, well, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you realize that you need to change your life. And while sometimes in life those things are true, sometimes we do make decisions that are bad and we end up in trouble and it's our fault. And sometimes, while it is true that some people have to hit rock bottom before they realize they need to turn their lives around, that's not always true. Sometimes there are people who are hurting through no fault of their own, and we can help. We have the ability, we have the opportunity to help. Sometimes we just don't have the willingness to help. And if we have the opportunity, if we have the ability, but we don't have the willingness, then we can't convince ourselves that we're compassionate. Jesus was compassionate because he knew these people were hungry. He knew he could do something about it, and he was willing to do something about it. And so he did. And so let's live a life of compassion. When we see somebody who is hurting, when we know we have the ability to help, let us have the willingness to do so. Well, I pray that you'll have a great week.